Well, parts of Delmarva woke up to a fresh coat of snow this morning on the ground, and as crazy as it may sound, it's time to start thinking about what's under that snow. I'm talking about your lawn.
That's right, Jimmy. Spring is only a few weeks away. DelmarvaLife Sean Streicher stopped by R&L Irrigation Services in Seaford to find out a few steps you can take to ensure your lawn will be looking greener than ever come summer.
Snow can close schools, put a damper on plans, and be a lot of fun to play in.
It's actually a great big insulator blanket, so it's keeping your roots and your grass nice and warm.
But did you know snow can also be great for your lawn?
Anytime it rains, anytime it snows, nitrogen is released in the atmosphere, and nitrogen is the chemical compound that actually makes our grass green. So after a good heavy snow, we get a little bit of days, a couple days of warm temperatures, you'll actually see the grass green up a little bit. And that's because the nitrogen leaching down into the grass, into the soil, and it's very beneficial to the grass. The more snow we have, the greener your yard will look when springtime comes.
Ricky Williams is the CEO of R&L Irrigation Services in Seaford. He says as crazy as it seems to talk about lawn care while snow is still on the ground, now is the time to do it.
The wintertime is when we prepare for the spring. We're out to our customers' houses taking soil samples. You know, in order to have a nice, luscious green lawn, we've got to make sure we have the right nutrients in the soil. Doesn't matter what kind of soil type you have, we've got to make sure we have the pH right, the fertilizer right, and that way, when the grass grows, spring breaks, the fertilizer is there, it jumps up, and you've got that nice looking yard that everybody always dreams of.
Those soil samples act as a cheat sheet for Ricky and his team so they know exactly what your lawn needs.
We know exactly what needs to be done, when it needs to be applied, and how much to apply. That way we're not putting excess fertilizer down that damages our watersheds like the Chesapeake and Delaware Bay.
And that fertilizer should be going down sooner than you may have thought.
Exactly. Usually March the 1st, when forsythias first start putting out their yellow blooms, that's when we put our first application of fertilizer down.
But before any of that can happen, Ricky and his team must first make sure all their equipment is in tip-top shape. And the winter is the perfect time to do so.
It's our prep time to get all of our equipment ready. Everything's been greased, all the trucks have been washed and waxed. All of our spreaders are calibrated so we know exactly how much fertilizer we're putting down. All of our spray equipment is calibrated. We'll make sure we have no leaks, because the last thing we want to do is have a spill of some sort, you know, out on the open road. So it's our time as a company and the employees to really, and this is our excuse, we do it January, February, we stay in the shop where the heater's on, so we do stay nice and warm.
Ricky says this is also a good time for you, as a homeowner, to take care of your own lawn care equipment.
During this time of the year, your lawnmower needs maintenance. You sharpen the blades, make sure they're nice and sharp. You know, I always recommend, depending on the type of grass that you have, but the higher you can cut the grass, the more lush it's going to be, the thicker it is.
Another thing you can do to make that lawn thicker is to plant new grass seed. Ricky says while the fall is the best time to plant the seeds, spring can also work.
You don't want to plant during the hot summer months because it'll actually kill baby grass. So if you can get it down early enough in the spring, it has a chance.
To make it a little easier for that new grass to grow, you're going to want to take care of those weeds.
What it does is it's less competition for the grass. If you have a nice established lawn, you don't have weeds taking the nutrients out.
It also helps eliminate all those unsightly dandelions, leaving a nice green carpet of grass, which Ricky says is the ultimate goal.
When you ride by somebody's house and you see the house, what do you see first? You see the house, you see the lawn. Anybody who has a good looking lawn that looks lush and green, has been properly maintained, people will remember that house for a long time to come.
Ricky also says if you're thinking about an irrigation system, spring is the best time to do it. That way when the hot summer months hit, it's in place and ready to go.
Makes sense. Okay, let's stay outside for just a moment. Trees can add so much to a landscape, but when the weather gets bad, like what may be coming our way, they can also cause major problems. Up next, you're going to find out how crews from Delaware Electric Cooperative take care of the trees to keep your lights on.
And later, cast members of The Young and the Restless say their script writers recently went above and beyond this time around. We go behind the scenes of the much talked about plane crash. DelmarvaLife, we'll be right back.